Hey, y'all, did y'all miss us? Because we show miss you. Look, watch, like, and subscribe to our channel at Sister Sis 1988, as well as follow us on all our social media platforms at Sister Sis 1988. We are coming back with a second episode with the diva, Miss Val Danzler. So we're going to continue on asking her some questions and just getting her insight on gratitude, neural encoding. Sounds very interesting. She has us hooked to the screen. So I'll go ahead and introduce myself again. I'm Jamie.
Hello, I'm Latoya.
And I'm Calandra.
All right. So Miss Val, the next question. Are there any specific techniques or exercises you recommend for enhancing the gratitude and optimizing the neural encoding?
Yeah. So with the gratitude, I call it gratitude journaling. You can really make it your own. Okay. For instance, definitely I have some rules. First, you have anything you put in that book, that journal, it has to be positive. It's not a shadow book. I personally don't believe in it. I don't believe in writing out all your problems. Y'all, that's too easy. That's easy to do. And you can run away with it.
Yeah.
And as you're running away with it, what are you doing? You're grinding it into your right? So it can only be positive in that journal, or it can be lessons that you learned. Imagine if you have children, you have kids, you have daughters or whatnot. Imagine you're going to leave this information to them, right? You want it to be something that's positive or lessons that are learned. So no going off into something that's negative, and then I learned this. No, you don't. All you're doing is you're rehearsing it. And what you write, you invite. Remember that. What you write, you invite. So you're going to get more and more of it. And we don't want that, okay? Mm-hmm. So you got to put something positive. You got to put 3 positive things in this book. And I usually do a page a day. Now I like to do stickers and things like that. Some of my older ones are pieces of artwork because I like to draw. I like to do watercolor. So I will watercolor the pages, let them dry, and write over it. And it just became something very special, right? Because as I wrote, I started unveiling a gift. And it was a gift inside of my own self. And I'm saying this is for you as well. You're going to unload a gift within yourself that only you can craft this gift. There's no one else that can do it. Mm-hmm. You're going to have documentations of great decisions that you've made. Things are going to start coming to you. Things that you thought was happening to you, they ended up happening for you. Okay? And you're going to have little miracles and things that happen to you. And you're going to start writing these things down in your gratitude journal, day by day by day. I'm telling you, I'm not telling you because I think it. I'm telling you because I know it.
Right.
And I live day. Okay?
Yes, you're right. I thought about it. Yeah, I able to just list all your problems.
That is easy.
Yeah, and what I find that to be is sad that it's easier to write your negatives than it is your positives. That's not a good.
That's very true.
I thought about it, but you're right. It would, you spend so much time on what's going on with you, in a negative stance that was not. Well, I will say for myself, I've been doing I'm not journaling, but I talk to myself since I live by myself. Okay. And I have found things changing just little bit by little bit, right, just by out loud because I can. You know what I mean? Right. Now my little pets that I got, they're kind of looking crazy, like who's she talking to? But I do found that, small things are changing as I speak them.
Yes.
But I will say that while I'm doing that, it'll be something a little negative that'll come in, and then like what you said, like, oh, Jamie, you're not on the street. You out of bed, you sleep. You know what I mean? Your lights are on, water is on. I find myself trying to correct myself if I'm trying to have something during the week. Now I have another friend, another Latoya. This is little Toya, and then I got a big Toya. Big Toya, a social media platform, and it's called Your Weekly Wins. Mm-hmm. So where you go and you post your whatever your weekly wins are. None is too small and nothing is too small or too big for you to post. I started going there and kind of reading things that people were saying. And I'm just like, okay, just keep this going. Just talk to yourself. And, because I'm a believer as well, too. And I know speaking with God, it does kind of manifest, what they call speaking into existence.
Yes.
To existence. So I've been doing those things, but what I am challenged with is trying to only focus on positivity, and then how easily a phone call or a text can change that. Like, what I really want to work on is not allowing my mood or my behavior to change because of what somebody else has going on with them. That's got
true.
me so mad.
Exactly. That's it. And so that's why I'm so glad you said that, because see, think about this now. And as you said, it was me. And sometimes it trips me up still today. But think about this, the logic behind this. How can we let something outside of us affect how we feel about ourselves on the inside? It really doesn't make sense, does it? Think, all right? But that's work on the inside. Now, I'm a big believer. Listen, I live by myself too. I'll be all over my house when I was saying affirmations, saying all over. My dog was looking at me like I was crazy too, okay? But when I started to write down, this is what did it this is taking it to another level. When I started to write down what I was happy and grateful for, I will start it off. I am so happy and grateful for that. And I'll just start writing. I don't even know what I'm going to write. And things will start popping in my head and I'm writing them down. And before I know it, I have a whole page written down. Okay. It's almost like you are tapping into the God that is within you. And that is what I believe. You're tapping into your higher self. You're tapping into the God that is in you. Look, if you could go back and talk to yourself when you were 7 years old, what are some of the things that you would tell yourself, right? It's like you're tapped into your higher self and you're writing it down. When you write things down, it's permanent. It's not going anywhere. It's not like it's I'm thinking about something good. No, because you're going to forget. You're going to forget. But when you write it down, it's permanent. So everything in that journal is positive and it's there forever. All right? Lessons learned and things that are positive that you're grateful for. And I'm telling you, day after day after day, I can go back 2 years, 3 years. The whole book is nothing but positive. That's amazing. It's amazing.
Right. Okay.
It's a beautiful thing to give yourself. Yes.
No. So what would you, if I'm a person, like I love so hard when I love somebody, that's anybody.
Yes. That's me.
And whatever. So, sometimes when I'm saying that other things that people have going on affect, when somebody that I love tell me something going on, or somebody said something, somebody did something, I be loaded. You know what I mean? I mean, loaded. What would you tell a person like me? What would be the best technique for to use when I'm kind of going through that, or I'm upset about something that somebody did to somebody that I love? That's really something that I want to get better at. You know what I mean?
Right. So the first thing that comes through my mind is we can never outlove ourselves. Okay? Like during this process of me doing this journaling, I felt and I have fallen so in love with myself. And it's not a conceited thing. I understand my resilience, my strength, right? My compassion has grown, my compassion for other people. Because now I understand, wait a minute, that person it was nasty what they did. I don't like what they did. It makes me upset. But you know what? Through it all, we're all human beings. And don't we all? I know I do. I'm trying to do the best that I can. Even the crook out there on the street, he's trying to do the best he can from what he knows. From what
that is true.
That's very true. That's what they know.
So that's the common denominator. Your compassion, your love for yourself, and your compassion for others is going to expand with this. All right. That's one thing. Second thing, I know you guys keep talking about techniques. There is a technique that I love that I have. It is called the stop technique. Okay. Now this is powerful. But you got to practice it. Okay. Now I'm gonna run it down for you why it works. Okay, and then I'm gonna just kind of tell you how it works. Okay. You ever been sitting on the couch, you watching TV, you got your popcorn, you relax, everything is cool, right? And you have a thought, dang, I need to go get up and go get such and such, right? And you're thinking about this room, you got to go into this room, right? Maybe it's in your bedroom or something, right? And you are in this relaxed state, and you're like, dang, I might have a commercial coming on. Let me just go head on and get up and go get it now. And you go and you walk into the room and you open the door and you say, what the heck did I come in here for? What was it that I'm looking for? That never happened to anybody.
Oh, yes, definitely. Especially in this old age, yes.
All day.
All the time.
Oh, you're like, what was I doing?
Multiple times a day.
Listen, it is not old age. You're not losing your mind. You're not getting Alzheimer's. Nothing that is scientific what happened, but I'm going to show you how you can use it for your favor, in your favor, okay? To get yourself funks and stuff, okay? So you walk into the room, you're like, dang, what the heck? And you feel stupid and dumb, but you're the only one around, so don't nobody know. So don't you go back to the couch and sit back on the couch and you be like, dang on it. What was it that I was? And then all of a sudden you're in that relaxed state again and you remember, daggone, I went to go get my keys. That's what I went there to go get was my keys, right? So you remember it again, right? Okay. So that when you got up, you thought, this is what I want. You're sitting on the couch, right? The actual movement, remember I said earlier movement? The actual movement of you getting up and walking, it put a skip in your brain, a gap in your brain. It's called a scotoma. It's a blank spot in your brain. Okay. And so you actually forgot what it is that you wanted. Now, let's go back to this technique, the stop technique. The stop technique is this. You're feeling down. Somebody done something to Jamie's best friend, right? And she's mad about it and it's angering her, right? But she wants to get rid of this feeling, this anger, right? So I'm going to tell you to do the stop technique. But you got to do it 3 times a day, 5 times each, 5 repetitions. And all you're doing is you have to start from a seated position. And I want you to feel bad on purpose. So you may not be feeling bad, but when you think about this situation, it makes you angry. You get this feeling. I want you to think bad on purpose because it's the thinking bad. We're going to use that as a trigger to change things. So when you're thinking bad on purpose, now I want you to get up, just like you're getting up off that couch. And now, since Jamie loves affirmations, yes, it's an affirmation. You're going to say the opposite of whatever you're feeling. Maybe that feeling was making you feel not good enough, inadequate. Maybe you're feeling bad because you couldn't be there for someone, right? So you pop up and you say, no, I am enough. And I want you to do a movement, like clenching your fist, something like that, right? And pat yourself as you sit down. Patting yourself is important because whenever you praise, whenever anything good happens to you, you need to praise yourself because what it does is it trains your nervous system. Woo, what was that? That feels good. I'll do that again. Okay. And so you do that repetition 5 times, right? Get up, just pop up. No. And you say it out loud. I am enough. And you at your face, get emotional with it and pat yourself. Going down. You need to do that 5 times a day. And it works with anything, guys. Bad relationships. It works with it works with anything. Anything that's making you feel bad, it works with. But that's the stop technique. Once you start doing that, do it for a week. And see if you still have that problem. See if you're still thinking about that problem. All right? You're not going to be. Yeah, try it.
You're right. You're right. Okay. Think bad.
Right. And when you rise up, you're putting something good when you say, no, I am enough. Because when you rose up, you created a blank spot. Just like when you got up to go in that room, you forgot. Now we got to put something good in. So what's the good thing? I am enough. And you pat yourself and you sit back there. You see, you understand? You're smiling right now. So you know it. You're feeling it right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But because I don't want to get confused, because I'm about to ask about another technique.
Okay.
Okay. The catalyst for self-discovery. Tell us about that.
Okay. So
at least I think that's a technique.
Well, the catalyst of self-discovery that's a subject in my book, in my ebook. Okay.
Yes, so we saw it.
Yeah. So thank you. Y'all did your homework. Good. So basically, your catalyst for self-discovery is basically knowing that when bad things happen to us or we feel bad about something, looking at it a different way. Because there's a seed of greatness in everything. Every bad relationship that I was in, abused, all kinds of things, right? Financial situations. There's a seed of greatness in it. There's something in it that we have to learn. And so that's the catalyst. The catalyst is looking at that same situation through a different lens, finding, as bad as it is or as terrible as it is, it wasn't your fault. Maybe somebody died. I mean, that happens as a part of life, right? But it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
But what kind of seed of greatness can I take from it? My uncle just passed, right? And, my uncle and I, we didn't really spend time together, but we just I think we had we had like a little love-hate relationship, right? And so I almost became like the prodigal son, the prodigal woman, right? But I was at a space where, I felt, things could have been handled a little bit differently. And then I look up and he's dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I started about all those times where, boy, if he could have just said, I'm sorry, it would have made things, but I'd have come back, you know what I'm saying? And I'd have been able to help him with some stuff, right? But I got to look at that a different way. I got to look for the seed of greatness within that. You know what the seed of greatness is? He knew the path that I was on. He knew that I was improving myself. He knew that, I didn't let certain circumstances and situations take me out of here like I was 6 years ago, right? So he saw the strength that was in me. And you know what? I remember him sending word through his wife a year ago before he passed that he was proud of me. And that made me smile. That made me feel good, right?
Right.
It seemed like he really did care. And so now I know he's transitioned on. I believe energy never dies, and we are energy, right? And I just believe that he's on another plane right now, and that he's here. He's wherever he needs to be, wherever he wants to be, but that he knows that, I love you, man. I love you. Okay? I really do, right? And I believe cheer me on. In fact, when he died, I don't know if this is kind of off subject, but I didn't know he had passed. But I remember I had a dream about him. There was a vision, and it was really strong. And I really believe, like I said, energy never dies. But I really believe that was a message that he was sending me. It was a message of love. It was a message of peace, because it was the way that I felt after this, right? And so the way that we feel, also, it tells us what frequency we are on. Now, this when you meet people, I know I'm all over the place, but ladies, pay attention to the energy that you're feeling. That's real. It's better than actually your eyes. Okay, you can read people from their energy, and it only takes a split second, right? So,
yeah.
So, trust in that. Okay. And keep your energy clean by practicing gratitude.
Right. So I'm going to say this. With this conversation, I can't help but to think about men. I feel that men would feel that what you're talking about is really something that's geared towards women, which I know that's not true. I know anybody can use these techniques. But what would you tell a man who is trying to build up that confidence of basically self-care,
Yes.
positivity in their life, that way that they don't feel like it's too what old folks say, girly? Because that's
Right.
what I would see a man like doing a consultation with you, and once you tell him to get on the couch, go think bad, rise up and say I'm positive, then Patrick said he gonna be like, what?
He gonna be like, no way.
Let me tell you guys, I'm gonna tell you, this is real. The opposite is true. Now, I like to talk to women. Like, I feel like that's my thing is women. But I have men clients who are men. They do the gratitude challenge, the 5-day gratitude challenge. Oh, and they report back. They say, I've had them. Listen, they're saying, I don't talk bad about myself no more to myself. I got more confidence. I feel good about myself, right? And they want to go deeper into this thing. So that gratitude challenge is just a little something for you to try to say, wait a minute, what else you got, right? And I'm telling you, it's the men. The men, I don't understand why, but more so than even the women, they take the little challenges and the homeworks that I give them. They do it. They do it They're
wow.
serious about it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know I wasn't expecting that either, but it is what it is, you know. So men, you can do that. Men, you can get a journal. It's a little black. Y'all got black. They used to have a little black books back in the day, right? Little black book. They get a little black book and write it down. It doesn't have to be a big book or anything. A little black book.
Yeah,
and
like put it in like a wallet.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, but like when you were describing that technique, I was saying the brother gonna be looking like I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? But that's good to know. Maybe it's just the men I know in my life that I know will be trying to not do any of that. You know what I mean? That don't want to do none of that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm talking to myself. I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? So that's good.
Not interested.
Yeah. When a man is ready to change, he don't play. He's ready to change.
Yeah,
that's true.
Serious about it. And the ones that may not be serious, well, that's with anybody.
Yeah.
Male or female. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah.
Well, just to pick up from there, just to kind of backtrack just slightly. So I do have a question. So when you talk about gratitude, because sometimes that can be difficult, like you say, it's easy to write about your problems and the things you're upset about and things you're struggling with. But then people that are trying to start a gratitude journal, like how would you direct them if they're struggling and having difficulty with coming up with those things that they're grateful for? What would you suggest?
Well, you got to start small. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like for me, I'm telling you, it was very challenging for me to think about what was good that was going on because I was so we're used to thinking about the bad. So another rule for the journal is this: it's for your eyes only.
Okay.
You don't have to share it with anybody. In fact, don't. Okay. Because I found myself judging myself. Girl, why would you write down? That's so stupid. Why would you write that? I'm judging myself and I'm writing down some gratitude. These are the thoughts going through my head, the negative self-talk. So I made a rule. This is for my eyes only. Okay? Nobody's going to do this. Just me. Right? But now I feel like they're going to be in the museums one day when I'm gone. But it's all right. It's all good. So in other words, there's no way that you can mess this up. Okay. Just follow simple rules. And so you got to start something small. Like what I would do, I'd wake up, I'd get up in the bed. Now I had my journal right there by me, right? In the bed with me. Well, won't nobody else in the bed with me. So,
just for you
right
only.
there. Because if it was in the other room, I probably wouldn't have done it.
Right, true.
I had to have my in there and my journal right there. So when I got up in the morning, I would feel it. And I was like, oh, I said I was going to do this. It was reminding me. I made a declaration to myself that I was going to spend 5 minutes and write down what I was grateful for, 3 to 5 things. So I remember getting up in the bed, sitting up, not thinking about it, couldn't think about nothing. But I saw a window, I had a window to my right, and I could see the sun filtering through these curtains that I had, right? And it was lace curtains, and it was just beautiful. And just for that one moment, I was like, dang, this is beautiful. And I could see it. It was just a beautiful vision. And so I wrote that down. I said, I'm so happy and grateful that I have eyes where I can see the light coming through the window. And then I'll go to number 2. I can hear the birds singing. For that.
Okay.
Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm hungry. I need to eat. Wait, I got food in my refrigerator. I'm grateful.
Exactly.
And so it's gonna be little small little things, no big paragraphs. Don't worry about filling up a page. If in fact I had a little bullet point. I didn't even know. See, I make up my own rules with this, right?
All right.
Little bullet points. And then I started perfecting it for myself over time. So little things, be grateful for.
Think about the small things. They don't have to be huge, big milestones. Think about the small things.
No, you're not writing a dissertation.
Right.
So would you say that's when that stop negative thinking when a person is struggling? Because everybody has something positive going on with them. Like every day ain't just bad, right? So it seems like, this needs to be for a person who, I don't know if that's the right word, but optimistic. Is that the right word? Is that what I'm looking for? And what I mean is, okay, this person is trying to try this technique, the journaling, writing down things that they're grateful for, writing down things that they're thankful for. And then they're sitting there and they can't figure out anything. You see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, first of all, you woke up.
They're not aware. So this whole thing is making yourself aware because, like I said, there is positivity going around. If I told you right now, when you go outside, I want you to look for a green car. Every car that you see, I want you to just count the number of green cars that you see, right? You would go outside and you would be driving somewhere and you're going to count all the green cars, right? And when you come back, you're going to report all the green cars. Okay. But what about, and if I said, well, what about the red cars? And you'd be like, well, red car, I didn't count those. What do you mean? So what I'm saying is your green cars may be negative thoughts. We're going to pay attention to that. But there's red cars too. Reds are your positive things that are happening. It's all there. It's all there together. It's just what you think about. Think on the longest becomes the strongest. So I'm just asking the person to think about the positive. They're not used to it. It's not that you're optimistic. You don't have to be. I wasn't optimistic. I was about to say bye-bye. But I had to make myself. I had to interrupt my own pattern and make myself think about something that may be considered dumb, like light coming through a window, and actually writing it down.
Okay.
And, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do just want to circle back again one more time. I'm sorry to keep circling back, but the stop method, I just want to see if that's comparable to, like, I'm currently myself actually liking counseling. There's nothing wrong or anything like that. But to me, I think it's always good to have a good sounding board, somebody outside of your friends, somebody outside of your family, because you end up draining them, discussing and talking about the things that are going on in your day-to-day life, just somebody that's totally unconnected to you. And so the stop method is something that was introduced to me, but I didn't hear you break it down in that way. Just want to know if that's quite the same. So like the way it was broken down to me, so like S is that's where you stop, you kind of just stop and pause and just take a second. And then you have S and you have T, that's where you kind of take a breath for a minute, get yourself together, kind of regroup. And then you have the O where you kind of observe kind of what's going on, like around you. And then you have P where you kind of process that. Is that the same stop method and technique that you're encouraging to use?
I would say not exactly, right? Because it's really about it. There's a little bit of similarity in there because what we're really doing is we're breaking a pattern. We're breaking a pattern of thought, right? Okay. So I guess it could be a little bit serious
because you are breaking that.
Yeah, but it's not the getting up and the movement with it. It's not just sitting there and doing STOP.
Okay.
The creating the gap in the brain and the putting something positive in. You got to put something positive in.
Okay.
Right? It's almost like you're cleaning out your house. You're getting all the junk out your house, right? you're cleaning it up. You're going to clean the rugs, clean everything, right? And maybe you got new furniture coming. That's a positivity, right? And put that nice new furniture, those decorations in there. Now, same room, but it looks totally different.
True.
Right? So that's what we're doing for the inside of us with that stop technique.
I see. Okay. Well, as we kind of close out here. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you. What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
It works fast. It works really fast.
Oh,
but
fast.
You got to do it. Yeah, it's faster than talking about all your problems to somebody. Not saying that's nothing wrong with that. But I've had therapists, I work with therapists, right? And a lot of them send their people to me because they worked with them for years, right? And it's a gradual process that the therapist is doing. But what I do, you really do, they get fast relief from it. They get, it's fast. It works a lot faster because using science, right, with it, neuroencoding how the brain works, and I'm using science with it, like the movement and those types of things. It's a real reason the way that it works the way it does. It works fast.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, just as we kind of wrap up, I got a question for you. So why do you consider yourself the gratitude grandmaster and the madam of manifestation?
Okay, well, definitely I am the gratitude grandmaster because gratitude changed my life. It saved my life, right? And I still hey, even if I get away from it for some reason, I get busy. Do you understand? I start to feel the decline in myself. But I don't beat up on myself. I get back up on the horse. I say, let's go. And I start back and I'm right back to where I was, right? And also with the whole process, I start manifesting positivity into my life, miracles into my life. Okay. Even this being right here, right now is a manifestation. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
It's a manifestation. So you will start seeing things start happening from you level by level by level. So the gratitude and the manifestation goes together because whatever you're putting out into the universe. See, I was putting out negativity. I was thinking low, all my problems, and I kept getting it. But whatever you put out, if you're putting out some good, the universe is going to take it and it's going to multiply it. It's going to come back to you even stronger. That's why we need I'm changing the whole world with this. Okay. Because they need to know it.
Right. Right. Well, one person at a time, I think we are grateful that you came here and joined us, here today. You left us with a few gems. One of the things, and one of them you're gonna have to help me at. Like one of you said, what'd you say? You write what you invite. Is that right?
What you write, you write, bites.
Yes. And it's another one
it's writing things down, the hieroglyphic.
Yes.
How that's still with us today, right?
Right.
What you write, you invite. It goes, they knew some things. It goes into your subconscious. When I go like this, I'm talking subconscious. It goes into your subconscious when you write things down. They're trying to take writing away from the kids today. They want them to punch in everything.
That is true.
On that, they need to do handwriting. It needs to be in your own writing. There's energy there with it.
That is true. Yeah. And the other one, help me with that one. What you think? Help me with that one. The one, what you say?
What you think on the longest become
the strongest.
There you go. What you think on the longest,
becomes strong.
I'm about to work on that one. Remember that.
Positive and negative.
Right.
Yeah.
Ms. Val, we do appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time. It's already been, past an hour. That time went by.
We appreciate you and your energy, sharing your energy with us.
Yes, ma'am, we do.
I love you guys. I love what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. All right. Maybe we can have you back. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because it's more that
it's levels to things.
She said one step at a time. One step at a time.
You're taking her too fast.
But we thank you for your time here today. We appreciate it. Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
So
until next time,
there is strength in sisterhood
and support in sisterhood. Bye.